Okay, now that we've created this shape, I'm looking at this middle section, and I'm wondering if I might make it a little bit more sort of curved in the middle here. So all I need to do is to go back to the sketch, opposite mouse click, edit definition. I'm just going to bring this down a little bit. Not a lot, but you'll notice just a small amount in the middle there if you have a look what that does. So that's narrowed it down. If I go back, undo, it's fatter in the middle. If I go redo, it's created more curve in the center section here. Okay, let's have a look at creating something that contains this canister at the top here. So I'm going to click on that plane and I'm going to go sketch. I'm going to move it over and I need something here to contain the canister. So I'm just going to create a line again from this point across, and I'm going to type in 100, enter. I'm happy with that. I'm going to create a line again and I'm going to click on this point and I'm going to go up probably just to somewhere above the canister there. I'm going to say 45, enter. Drag those measurements out. I'm going to use the arc tool this time. I'm going to go from that point to that point and I'm going to draw an arc. I'm going to probably bring it out. I can't bring it above the top of the block just here, but I can bring it up level with the block. I'm going to go OK to that. Now remember from last time, I extruded this 10mm last time and I didn't have a thick enough wall for the canister, so I need at least 12mm here. So I'm going to go extrude. I'm going to find that shape. Move your mouse around until you find just that last extrusion. There it is there, the last sketch. I'm going to drag out 12mm. And I don't want it to cut it, I want it to join it. I go OK. Okay, so there I know that I've got enough thickness when I do the canister with 12mm. And I'm just going to have a little bit of a play with some of the rounding tools and fillet tools. I'm going to turn the origins off at the front here. I'm going to turn the sketches off. I'm going to turn the construction line at the front so that all I can see is just the vehicle here. And really it's just a matter of you having a play now with the fillet tools. So you can start to do some fairly weird stuff. Now remember it's only, I normally sort of round things off to there. I'm only working on this half because I'm going to cut this other half off in a minute, so I'm not worried about that. I've got some fillets to do on the top of the wheel arches. I probably want to fillet this bit next here, so I'm going to go fillet. Now I can fillet, but if I go too thin, I'll actually cut so much material away that the canister will start to bulge through the back here. So I'm going to come out, I'm going to go in, let's say 15, see how that goes. That's given me, if I turn my sketch back on, it might give me a bit of an idea where that canister compartment is. I've got to make sure I've got enough material here that it doesn't pop out the side. If it does, we can fix it, but at the moment that looks good. I'm going to use the fillet tool again, and I'm going to have a look at two ways. This is cut just here, remember, so I'm going to have to click shift to grab the other part of it. And sometimes when they overlap each other, you've got to be very fiddly. You see what I mean? It's easier just to go 15 and see if that works. 15 seems to work for me, so I'm going to go OK. I've still got a fillet that I want to run around this surface here, so I'm going to go fillet again. I'm going to pull that out a little bit. You can see how radical it gets very quickly So let's go 10 and see what 10 looks like. I'm pretty happy with 10 there. Now you can see, you've created a fairly complex shape. It's different to the other one in that it's got this bulbous section at the front and it's got a narrow section in the middle. I'm still after you could, if you wanted to, you could stretch it out so that it's much wider at the front here. I really don't know if I need to add that much material. I remember the more material you add, the bulkier the object gets. I'm pretty happy with that shape there. Okay, so a couple of things. I'm going to slice this side off another way. Rather than slicing and cutting and splitting the body, I'm just going to extrude it off. I'm going to click on here. I'm going to go New Sketch. I'm just going to go Rectangle. Draw a rectangle big enough to cover. Doesn't matter what size, it's just got to be bigger than what that shape is. I'm going to go OK. I'm going to turn my sketches back on. I'm going to go E for Extrude. You have to pick that one and that one, both of them, and drag it right the way through. And what that's done, it's a cut. We want a cut this time. It's sliced off the side. I'm going to go turn the sketches off just to see what I've got. I don't have my canister yet, so I do need that. And the other thing, remember from the last, the holes don't go all the way through. So let's just quickly go E, that surface, that surface. Oh, something went wrong there. I'm going to pick that surface there. Oh, it's a weird surface, I think, that one. It might be a curved surface from this first curve. Yeah, maybe we don't worry too much about that because the model's fine. The block of wood's going, the block of balsa has a whole machine right through there anyway. Let's cut out the canister. Let's turn the sketches back on. Now, I can't see the sketch I want. Now let's just get this back to where we want it. I'm going to turn the body off. I'm going to turn the sketches on. I need this sketch here. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to turn the body back on, not that one, the other one. And I'm going to go E. And I'm going to extrude through. Turn my sketches off again. So get used to turning sketches on and off. There's my canister compartment. I've got 3mm wall, which is I want. Remember, I had to go 12 out to get that. There's enough thickness here. Okay, so all I need to do is to mirror this object now. So let's go Create, Mirror, Whole Object. The mirror surface is this surface here. I'm going to click OK. Remember, I need to join both of those parts back together again, so I just go Modify, Combine, that side and this side. Join, make sure it's joined, and click OK. There you go. A lot more complex, a lot more mucking around and sketches, but you find that you've got a very unusual vehicle and something a lot of fun to make and probably a lot of fun to race. So let's just save that. Go OK, and we're done.